Well, it's a freezing November day here in the Peak District. It's coming to the end of November and the temperatures have only just got above freezing during the day, and at night they're dropping to about -2, but I can imagine they might drop a little bit colder as I am going to be wild camping. I'm going to be wild camping up relatively high. So I parked up on Snake Pass and then did about a 5-mile hike, so not a massive hike today. Hiked through Bleaklow Moors, which isn't the nicest of hikes, I have to say. It's a bit barren and there's nothing in terms of views, but where you do get to is very, very nice. After you've gone through all the bogs and marshes, and you arrive at Grinah Stones, which I've camped at a couple of times, but today I decided to carry on to Grinah Stones, which is the next rock formation along from Grinah Stones, and do a wild camp there. So I arrived, found my little pitch which I'd already scoped out before. I've been wanting to do a wild camp here for a while, and I found a nice little pitch here. I think there's only one spot here as far as I can tell. I haven't had a proper scout around yet, but the tent is fully pitched. There she is. I brought the Stone Glacier skyscraper with me again today. Conditions wise, probably didn't really need it. I think I probably could have brought my Durston X-Mid. There's hardly any wind. There's a little bit of a breeze up here, and the breeze is really cold, so I'm going to get back into my tent in a minute. I got a little bit of a sunset, but unfortunately the clouds have kind of come over. So there's Kinder Scout over there. You can see Kinder Plateau and the skyline there, and the sun has set behind Kinder Scout now. In the distance, which you probably can't see, is just over there, so that's Grinah Stones. And then where we are here, this is Grinah Stones, and the moon is out tonight. It's almost a full moon, but not quite. And I'm going to go and get into my tent and try and get myself warm, because it's the wind that's really biting. I should try and find a way I'm going to get off this rock formation here. I think I've got myself stuck. It's a nice little pitch here. There's just this one patch. It's tent size. It's perfect. It's like it was made for a tent, and it's flat, which is great. So yeah, that's really, really good. So in the distance here, so this is Howden Moors all along there, and then I think Derwent Edge is a bit further along that way. Got Derwent Edge over there, and then Howden Edge, Howden Moors. I did a walk in the summer, actually, all the way over there and all the way over to Grinah Stones. And I was going to camp at Grinah Stones, but I couldn't make it because I was absolutely exhausted, so I decided to camp at Grinah Stones instead of coming to Grinah Stones. But I finally made it. Oh, here we are in the tent. It is absolutely freezing out there. It's that wind, it goes straight through you. I've got 2 sets of gloves as well, so nice thing is I can use these as liners and then use these as my outer gloves, so I can double my gloves up if I need to. It's actually, once you've got all the doors closed and stuff, it's not too cold in here. Right, equipment for today. So I bought my Cedar Summit Etherlite XT Extreme with me today. So I was actually carrying quite a lot of weight, which is another reason I'm glad I didn't do a huge hike. So it's the second time that I've taken the Waymark Ember backpack out with me. If you saw my last video, and if you haven't seen it, you can see it up here. If you saw that, it was the first time I took it out, and I actually had 17 kilos in it. I think I did a 13, almost 14 mile hike with 17 kilos on my back in that backpack, and I was very impressed with it. Well, today I had 18 kilos in it, so I was pushing it even more. The reason I had 18 kilos was obviously because I've got all of my winter stuff, because the temperatures are supposed to go down to about -2, maybe even lower tonight. So I had to make sure that I was going to be warm. Although I have made a bit of a controversial choice on part of my sleep system. But hopefully the Sea to Summit Etherlight XT Extreme will keep me warm. It is very heavy and it's quite bulky, but it's a comfy pad, and I've always been warm on it. I've slept in it in the snow, and it's been fine. So the Etherlight XT Extreme has got a R value of over 6, I think. So it has got a good R value on it. So a controversial choice that I bought is I bought my Enlightened Equipment quilt with me, which I had quite a few comments on my last video with people saying that I probably should think about ditching that now the winter's kind of rolled around, and most people who use quilts have ditched theirs and are using the sleeping bag. And I'm sure they are probably right. However, I wanted just to give it one final go, just to see how warm I sleep. I'm sure I won't be freezing cold in it. I'm sure I'll be fine. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it's a nice warm night's sleep, or if in fact, yeah, people are absolutely right and I need to ditch it. It is rated down to -6 at a comfort level, so. These conditions it should be just about okay in, but yeah, maybe yeah, we'll find out tomorrow, and then maybe for next time when it's freezing cold I will maybe not bring this, but I just wanted to give it a go. Dinner tonight. Piece of steak. So that'll be nice. I'm going to have a steak bap. So I've got a couple of rolls, and for dessert, a bit crushed, but there's some pecan slices, which I love. It's all come over a little bit hazy now. Another steak bap. I've got all the layers on, all of them. It's absolutely freezing. It's looking nice, isn't it? Fortunately, I think it's coming across on camera, but there's an amazing circle around the moon. It's like a ring, so you've got like almost like it's cloud cover around the moon, and it's clear. It's weird, very weird. Back to the tent. So I've just done a measurement on my watch to see how warm it is in the tent. And it's 3 degrees. 3 degrees. So God knows what it's like outside. Yeah, I actually like to know. I need to get a thermometer so I can leave one outside and then measure the temperature outside versus inside. It'd be quite interesting. I'll have to get my hands on one. Maybe ask Santa for one. Right, so the time is it's only 12 minutes past 7, and yeah, it feels like I've been here for hours. Well, actually, technically, I have been here for hours. I got here about, I think I rocked up about 2:45, and the sun was starting to go already. The light was starting to go. So yeah, got my tent pitched and everything, and yeah, I've been here for quite a few hours, which is actually quite a nice thing about the winter that I do like. It's technically not winter yet; it's still autumn, but when the nights are shorter, it's kind of nice because you can get here earlier. You don't have to wait around, for everyone to go. You can get your tent pitched, and you have more of an evening of it. So, whilst it is cold, as long as you wrap it warm, keep yourself warm, and you can really have a really much longer chilled out evening of it. Plus you don't have to worry about getting bitten by midges and all of that malarkey, hay fever and everything else. So whilst autumn winter is cold, definitely has its pros, and I certainly do like it, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting out on a snowy camp this year. I managed to get one in last year. I got one in the year before as well, so yeah, fingers crossed I can get a snowy camp in. That would be great. Right, I'm going to call it a night, I think. And yeah, I'll see you in the morning, and I will I'll report back on how warm or cold that I slept.
His teammate Oscar Piastri has set the fastest first sector of anyone so far, but it's that middle part of the lap when everything...
It's a cold morning, but I thought there'd be more of a frost, so I'm surprised there's no frost on the ground at all. Fortunately, the clouds are down this morning, so we've got no sunrise. It looks like over Derwent Edge way there's a nice cloud inversion, which is nice, and but also a bit of a shame, because that would have been nice to have seen. Yeah, it looks cracking all over in the distance with the clouds down in the valley. Here's just a bit grey and cold. Right, so sleep. I was cold, and I don't think it was down to the quilt. I had it quite well wrapped around me, and there's a couple of buttons on either side that you can connect and then wrap it around yourself further. So I didn't feel any cold coming through the quilt, and I felt warm with the quilt on top of me. It's actually the pad. That was the bit that was cold. Me contacting the pad. So whether this Etherlight XT Extreme isn't quite as good as what I first thought it was. Maybe it's not that warm in these conditions. I don't know. I'm out again next weekend, and I think it's going to be similar conditions. So what I'm going to do is actually bring my sleeping bag with the Etherlight XT Extreme, and then try that, and then I'm going to get a good feel for what's the culprit. Yeah, I guess it's just trial and error with these sorts of things. But yeah, I was cold. Right, I am going to make some coffee. I forgot to bring any breakfast, which was absolutely ridiculously stupid of me. Yeah, I left my porridge at home, so I haven't got any breakfast. I've only got like snack bars. So that'll have to do. Yeah, got some of these. So I'll have one of those. Right, let's get some coffee made. Gotta love coffee. That's good coffee as well. So I don't know whether you can see, but that cloud formation's still going on. The inversion just over there. It's quite spectacular. Unfortunately, I'm in the wrong place. I should have camped. I think I should have camped up on Derwent Edge. Never mind. So it's absolutely zero wind. So whilst it's freezing cold, it's not bitingly freezing cold. It's quite nice. Everything's so peaceful. I do love this part in camping, getting up first thing in the morning and everything's so peaceful, and all you can really hear is the grouse doing their little funny laugh. So, next adventure is out with Mick, aka Twiggy. So we're going up onto Kinder Scout, I believe. I think we're going to do the north edge of Kinder Scout, which is good. I've only camped on the north edge of Kinder Scout once, but it wasn't the best pitching location. I camped there with Paul, aka Paul and a pack. It was okay, but yeah, I think there are better places along the edge. So I'm leaving that one to Twiggy to sort us out a good camping spot. Right. I'm going to get packed up, I think. Finish this coffee, get packed up, and yeah, start heading back. It's about, I think it's close to 5 miles back, 4.5 to 5 miles back. Oh, I have to say, I honestly feel like I could stay here all day. Well, finally got quite a nice sunrise. Right, that's it. All packed up and ready to head back. It's looking glorious over there. That cloud inversion is still down. It's been there for hours now. But the sun's kind of shining through, and you can see it all over the cloud formation. So, yeah, gutted I'm not over that side. Hey ho. So yeah, thanks for joining me on this freezing cold wild camp. I'm at Grinah Stones, in case you want to know my location. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment box below. And if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please do subscribe because it really does help with the channel. Right, thanks for watching. Stay safe, keep on trekking. I'll see you on the next one.